Welcome to Adaptive IELTS. Today we'll explore the word argue, a dynamic verb that's essential for both the writing and speaking sections of your IELTS exam. This word is particularly valuable in Task 2 essays and Speaking Part 3 responses, where you need to present and defend your opinions. Let's start with pronunciation. Argue is pronounced as argue. Break it down with me. R, stressed, gu, softer. Practice with this sentence. I would argue that education is the key to success. Notice how we emphasize AR at the beginning. Understanding the meaning is crucial for IELTS success. Argue means to present reasons for or against something, to discuss a topic in a logical way, or to express differing opinions. In academic contexts, it often refers to making a case for a particular viewpoint using evidence and reasoning. Argue appears in several forms. As a verb, present. I argue that technology improves education. Past tense, participle, argued. The researchers argued their case. Present participle, arguing. They are arguing about the best solution. Noun, argument. Her argument was very convincing. Pause, to vary your vocabulary. Consider these alternatives. Dispute, more formal. Debate, structured discussion. Discuss, general. Contend, assert strongly. Maintain, state firmly. For writing Task 2, sophisticated alternatives include assert and claim. Use argue effectively in various contexts. Presenting opinions. I argue that environmental protection is essential. Discussing research. The authors argue that their findings support this theory. Legal context. The lawyer argued his case before the judge. Academic writing. Many scholars argue against this perspective. Let's boost your natural fluency with these powerful word combinations. Common collocations include argue that, argue for against, strongly argue, clearly argue, persuasively argue, vigorously argue, argue a point, argue the case, argue the merits drawbacks, argue from experience. Consider these IELTS examples. Writing Task 2. While some argue that social media has a negative impact on society, others believe it brings people closer together. Speaking Part 3. I would argue that government investment in public transport is essential for reducing traffic congestion. Task 1. The graph shows how experts have argued about the effectiveness of different marketing strategies. Now it's your turn to practice. Complete these sentences. 1. Many scientists blank that climate change is a serious threat. 2. She blank her case with convincing evidence. 3. They are blank about which solution is best. 4. The professor has blank that this theory needs revision. 5. I would blank that education is a fundamental right. Your homework. 1. Write a paragraph arguing for or against a current issue. 2. Find an article that presents different viewpoints and summarize the arguments. 3. Record yourself speaking for 3 minutes about a topic you feel strongly about. 4. Create 5 sentences using different collocations with argue from today's lesson. 5. Write a short essay about why it's important to argue respectfully. Here are some pro tips to boost your IELTS score. In writing Task 2, use argue when presenting your viewpoint or discussing different perspectives. In Speaking Part 3, use it to show critical thinking and engage with complex topics. Pair it with modal verbs, e.g., would argue, could argue, for added sophistication. Today, we've explored the word argue and learned how to use it effectively in your IELTS exam. Use it to present and defend your opinions in both writing and speaking tasks. Keep practicing with the exercises and tips provided, and you'll be well prepared to tackle argumentative questions.